Hey everyone, VH here. Thank you so much for joining me today for my event preview for Friday, October 17th. Now, I had lots of stuff prepared. So what I want you to do is like and subscribe because lots of things have suddenly changed. I thought this was going to be a skip week and DH Games have decided to turn that on its head and change it all up. Now, you might still want to skip this event, but you might also not want to skip the event. A lot of it depends on if you're spending anyway, or if you've got Basilisk copies from before when he got released. Lots of stuff is coming out. Now, this might be translation errors on some of this. I don't think it is, and I think we're seeing a massive shift. So, let's get into it. First and foremost, streaming tonight. Doing stuff on both the main accounts, main account, non-meta account. Join me on YouTube. Tomorrow, we're streaming the event. We're doing it live. I wasn't going to spend money. Now I'm going to spend all of the money that I have. Not literally, just quite a bit. Now, Heroic Summon has got better. The Summon event has straight up got better. We've got to love it. Yeah? So, 10 extra scrolls, 20 super wishing coins that they've added in, 5 hammers, 1 extra cot, 2 deluxe chests, and a trans chest compared to a hero that no one wants. That's what they've added per loop. Times this by 4 if you're doing the 4 full loops. We're going to talk at the end about whether you should do the loops. We will talk about it. Sign-in book, exactly the same as before. Bear in mind, right, the difficulty when comparing stuff is like, what event do you compare it to? Do you compare it to the last event that we had a sign-in book? Do you compare it to the last event we had Heroic Summons? So this is just general, right? But deluxe resource chests, back. Fantastic. They haven't gone back to the 70 Prism Starry Gems, but they hadn't the last time they had the deluxe resource chests. So we like this. You get 21 of them. That's 21 awakenings. That's going to be absolutely crucial for what's coming up. So we like the sign-in book. Fine. This stuff, exactly the same, but it's now changed. This is the same, but the Soul Awakening Gala, I think, has now changed massively. Coming up in a second. This is where it's changed. Now, from what I can gather, from what I can read, from what I can understand from the Chinese translations, this is going to be for Basilisk Transcendence Hero only, these treasures. From what I can gather, because DH Games haven't said everything, you get these points from Awakening Basilisk. So, 100 points. You might notice here there is 6 treasures. Every time you hit the threshold, you get a treasure, right? Also says when you hit the milestone, doesn't say what milestone, that it increases the X level of your Transcendence heroes. That says heroes, not just the Basilisk Transcendence hero. So I am not interested in that necessarily, but that maybe it goes up to 120, 150, 200, whatever it is. Either way, let's not worry about stuff we don't know about. Let's talk about stuff we kind of maybe do know about. So you awaken Basilisk, get your points, get to 100 points, get your B- stone. Great. A lot of people just get to 60 to get the mysterious chest. That's fine. There is never any point in going on further. There is now from the look of this, right? So you do a full completion, you get to 400 points. It's going to be between 70 and 80 awakenings. But obviously, you need to do that on Basilisk. So you need to have 70 or 80 copies of Basilisk to complete it. People aren't going to have 70 or 80 copies. We're going to get more copies. I'll explain that in a bit. For a start, you can get him here in the 400 point mark, so you can get 4 of him here. You can also get him from these trans chests, and we can get him from the Plentiful gifts, which we're going to get into in a second. Value packages. Generally speaking, in a gap event, a skip event, you're not going to really buy the packages. I thought I was going to come into this, and I had a thumbnail ready saying that we're going to skip this event. Halloween's coming up. We presume Halloween's going to be scrolls, because we presume Prophet Orbs is next week. Who actually knows what's happening? Are we going to get 3 Wishing Coin events in a row? I don't know. I can't see why. But then I also couldn't see us getting 2 in a row. I couldn't see us getting 1. And yet here we are. Who knows? This now might be worth getting so you get extra awakenings. Everyone used loads of awakenings last week because that's what you're supposed to do. I did say last week, be careful. Keep some if you need some because of this Basilisk event. I had no idea this was going to be the event, to be fair, but it means we can buy some here, stayed exactly the same as last time. Obviously, the difference is there's no event currencies in this one. This is from the Ignatia event. Relay is exactly the same, right? If it's exactly the same until, for some reason, unless you're a megalodon whale, this has changed, right? So before, you'd get 25 of the deluxe resource chests, like the special chests. Now you only get 20. You also used to get 2 orange and then 2 pink. Now you just get 2 orange. So you get less chests and you get less treasures. But this isn't tied into a main event. Maybe that's the point of it. I don't know. I don't think that any of you are going to be buying these packs anyway, so I don't really think it matters. But for the crucial parts, up to the $80, $120 point, it's going to be exactly the same. Here, massive boost on the Plentiful gifts. Massive boosts. So even though there isn't a side event this week, like a main event, this is like the new main event. This is the old system, the old Plentiful gift system, right? 130 wishing coins, 26 resource chests, 26 void chests, 26 trans chests, 26 sub chest, and 52 destiny transition chests. That's become standard. That's absolutely fine. But on the new one, we're getting 10 Reverie keys just for doing 2,000 scrolls. You don't have to pay to get this tier. You just get given them. That's amazing. I don't like Reverie keys because I think they're a lottery. However, I don't like them if I have to buy them. If I don't have to buy them, they're great. Who doesn't like gambling for free? Now, you get your refund, your 260 scroll refund. Now, they have taken away the deluxe resource chests, which takes away summonings for us, awakenings for us. Okay, we get the void chest, trans chest, sub chest, fine. 50. Now, if you were buying the big boy pack, $120 or whatever it is, 52 Destiny transition chests. You also get 10 basilisks, 28 Reverie keys. So you're going to get 38 in total, which is just wild because you can only do 40 in total anyway. So whereas these used to be tied into VIP, I suppose you can argue they still kind of are. I mean, they're going to have to, they've said you can only use 40 still, right? But they're going to have to change that cap because if you get 28 from here and you get 10 from here and you get some for every 500 VIP, you're going to go over the 40 cap. I don't know. Maybe the 40 cap, and I've got it wrong, is just for VIP spending and you can get these extra, whatever, who cares? Either way, if you're spending, this is incredible. If you're not spending, it's incredible. The people that are going to feel a bit hard done by are those to get this little middle tier here because you're not getting those awakening chests. So is that bad? Yes. Is the rest of it really good for everyone else? Yes. So it's weird. I'm happy. I'm unhappy, yeah, that we don't get it, but it is what it is. They're not going to give it to us every week. They've shown that. And what I think we've now seen is that they're going, right, we're going to give you some good stuff. And then we're going to take it away. And then we're going to give you some good stuff. And then we're going to take it away. At least it's like that. It's not consistent. So maybe next time they do a Plentiful Gifts, that will be back. Obviously, the fact this is tied into a Basilisk Awakening event, it would have been really nice to have had Awakenings. But there is other ways of getting Awakenings, right? This is the did I already went through the reader package. Ignore this bit. I've done it twice. So I haven't done the value pack. Oh, I have done the value packs. Right, value packs. Terrible. Sorry. I've actually changed loads of this. I normally do a lot of prep beforehand, right? So pardon me. I think it's really difficult to give advice. It's really difficult to give advice. A lot of it depends, obviously, if you want the Basilisk. If you're getting this boy and you're planning on using him, then obviously this is a worthy event to do because you're going to need Awakenings, I presume. You're going to need copies, I presume. So you're going to have to do everything in your power to get him. The advantage is that, I say advantage, it's still a lot of money, man. If you don't want to go this far, then you can stick to here and you still get your 26 copies of Basilisk. You get your copies from the Heroic Summons here. Because you can get 2 here, 1 from here, 1 from here. That gives you 8. Plus, you should have some. I've got some in the bag. You should have some from when you got launched. It's really difficult, guys. It's difficult. If you're spending, this is going to be a super fun event. If you're not, on the plus side, you're still getting Reverie keys. I think the reason that they're giving us Reverie keys here is because, generally speaking, they do this with Heroic Miracle. So, or is it Shelter? Whichever one it is. So you normally get keys from doing that. But this time, they're giving it to us here. 10 keys. And as I said, if you're a spender, I think this is going to be a massive event. Now, if you're not a big spender, should you spend your money here or wait till Halloween? I don't know. It's up in the air as to what is going to happen. We'll know more tomorrow, or it might be today when you're watching this. We'll know more on Friday when this event's released, because we can see what next week's event's going to be. I would be surprised if they do a scroll event now or next week and then do another scroll event. I'd be surprised. They have done that before, I think, where they've just had a week before. On my Discord, someone was saying that they've done a 2-week gap before having, heroic scrolls. Maybe they won't do profit orbs next week, and then they'll push that to be a big event. But they've done a few of them recently. I mean, that just might be the new standard. Who knows? The thing is, where they stayed the same for so long, and now they seem to be changing it massively up in the last 6 months with all these events. There is no right or wrong until it comes out, right? Like, we just don't know who's going to do what. So be careful. I as I said, from reading, this looks like it's just going to be for the Iron Mecha Basilisk, the Transcendence Hero, which would be huge, right? It changes the game that they're doing that. I'm excited, but not necessarily in a good or a bad way. I just think that it's different, right? They've done it with the monsters where they had specific treasures. I didn't see them doing this. I didn't think they would just do hero specific treasures. The advantage of them doing it this way is that realistically, a lot of people can get to here. They can do the top row. They can get to 100 points, and they can get at least one of each treasure. The other advantage is that now we know potentially that this is what they're going to do. We know for future events that it is actually important, even if we're not going to use the new Transcendence Hero, to keep copies of them, to hold them back, wait up, keep our awakenings in case they do this. Because if this is the case, if this is just for Iron Mecha Basilisk, then they're going to do this for every new hero coming forward. They won't just do it for this guy. In terms of his skills, who knows? They've released the skills. I'm not going to go into the skills because so much depends on the percentages and the caps that are in place. He seems like, obviously, a very speed-orientated trans hero. I didn't think they'd actually do that. I thought they were going to red herring the speed and that it was going to be a completely different hero when it came to it, like Sylvie with her block. Like, they released Sylvie. She blocks. Her Transcendence hero doesn't block. Like, I thought that's what it was going to be like. I was wrong. Happy to admit when I'm wrong. It happens often enough. So, yeah, really excited. Join us on YouTube tonight, because we're going to talk all about it. We're going to get other feedback. We're going to get other opinions. Join us for the event tomorrow. I wasn't going to spend money. Definitely fucking spending money now, because we are going to try and get to 400 points. Can I make it happen? I don't know. But we're going to try. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening. Like and subscribe. I need more subscribers. But yeah, hopefully I'll catch you tonight. Stay safe. VH out.